lastly, for our news this week, told you we're light on news. We finally get confirmation of this. I feel like this thing has been start-stop forever now, and they've been on the defense of whether or not they're making it, or there's been, well, we're thinking about it, or we're hard at work on the script. But now we can officially say we're getting a sequel to Dodgeball, and Vince Vaughn will be returning to star in the film. I am so excited. This is not a great comedy movie. It's just kind of run-of-the-mill.
Yeah.
It's not the best movie, but for a certain generation that grew up with it, it still holds a very special place in their hearts, myself included. A large generation. It's the same generation that's traumatized by giant logs on the interstate. It's that generation. We'll label you as your own generation now. That generation, still to this day, could tell you the 5 Ds of Dodgeball. They could also tell you, if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. It's also, between this and Men in Black, where we discovered the greatest name in movie history, the actor known as Rip Torn. And I'm going, that's a fantastic name. Also introduced the world to the fantastic Alan Tudyk. Well, I mean, he was on Firefly, but no one watched it. Come at me! Josh will back me up on that one. There's a reason Firefly got canceled.
I do. Yeah, let's not go down that road.
Yeah, Josh hates Firefly with a burning passion.
Okay, hold on. No, I don't. Okay, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Now that I think about it, I think I hate it because everyone built it up so much, and so when I saw it, I was like, "This is fine. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's fine." Like
now, it's really hard to go back and watch it because Joss Whedon. Have fun with that, people. But getting back to Dodgeball, this is like. It kind of gets lumped in the same conversation, and I feel like also gets kind of overshadowed by like an Anchorman or a Step Brothers. It's that like that generation. Also, if I remember correctly, wasn't this directed by Ben Stiller?
I believe so.
I love Dodgeball. It's dumb, and I don't care. And I have wanted to see a sequel for a while. It's one of those of like comedy sequels that are way past the original tend to be dangerous risks. Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, or heaven forbid, Zoolander 2, that has not been spoken of for many a year because it bombed so hard and everyone forgot that it was a thing. But usually comedy sequels take place many years after the original. Don't last. I don't know. Maybe it's just my blind naivete. I choose to believe that this can be good because I would be curious to see how Dodgeball would adapt to the age of technology and whatnot. Because there's this current going through the original movie of like old school versus new school. It's very Rocky IV in that way of like, do you train in the barn with the crappy people? Or do you train at Globo Gym where you feel good about yourself and you work out with Blazer and you learn a word of the day because you're sophisticated? Dodgeball is dumb and I love it. It's just Good Burger, except with a gym instead of a restaurant. It's the exact same movie. Also, I believe it was Heather that gave me this idea because Dodgeball is one of her favorite comedies, which I still think is the funniest thing in the world.
Wait, really? Heather? Okay. Cool.
But she floated the idea that, once again, a very specific audience will know this, that the Disney movie Heavyweights, starring Ben Stiller, is a prequel to Dodgeball.
Gosh, dang it. Hate that. Hate all of that.
It makes sense, though.
It does. I was not. I think I saw Dodgeball like once at a sleepover and have not seen it since.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate for me. But yeah, bring it on. Sure, why not? I think there's if there is a genre of movie that is lacking right now, it is comedy. And partly because sometimes comedies are hard to write for today's audience. Maybe not necessarily hard, but you just have to be a little smarter nowadays. The same jokes don't always work. People have grown up on all these like Dodgeball, like Anchorman, like Monty Python. People have grown up on that, so they can see a inspired setup from there pretty quickly. But like, yeah, give us some more stupid comedies. I'm super down. If Vince Vaughn is returning, to me that tells me that they to have a little bit of faith in the project, because I knowing Vince Vaughn, I don't know if he, not saying like I know him, but like given that he hasn't been in much lately, I feel like he either a a needs work, or B just
No,
nah.
he's
But
been
like
busy, man.
doing what? What was the last thing he was in?
Freaky, which was a few years ago. Fighting with My Family as a character's name that we're not going to say on the podcast.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No, for free. Fighting with My Family was like 5-6 years ago.
2019.
That's 5-6 years ago.
Say again?
No. Anyway, yeah, but I say all this to say, if Vince is returning, then yeah, like they've got to have like a solid script. It'll be interesting to see if it's Ben Stiller.
It
still
better
writing,
be Ben
directing.
Stiller
Yeah,
coming back for it.
Yeah, that I can see him writing, directing. Zoolander failed because I think it is such a very specific brand of comedy and jokes that doesn't necessarily translate to today's culture. So especially since like internet influencers are a thing, like the term model has definitely changed a whole lot, and I don't know if they successfully kind of adapt to that. Whereas Dodgeball is something timeless. I will always want to smack another child in the face with the big rubber ball. I had to figure out in the middle of that sentence, I had to figure out how do I make this not sound terrible.
FBI, open up.
We're gonna get canceled. Hold on.
Yeah, you're going up against some Girl Scout troop with a girl named Bernice that's on horse tranquilizers. But I guess I can see it now of like you get like Ben Stiller back, and he's back in shape on his revenge tour. With this like big huge social media marketing campaign for Globo Gym, and you can have Average Joe's on the other hand going, what's social media? Like completely out of it, and they've got like 5 people that go to the gym regularly. I'm on board.
Or
Uh-oh.
You have Vince Vaughn's character has had like a falling out, and so the second he tries to come back into the dodgeball world, he gets injured and paralyzed from the waist down, and then he gets a bit of put in a wheelchair.
He's Patches O'Houlihan.
Yeah.
Or he's the new Ben Stiller.
I can see that too.
He's the guy in charge of Globo Gym, but I think part of the charm of Average Joe was, besides the fact that he's a mountain of a man, Vince Vaughn looks more like the average Joe than some other actors. He looks like a regular guy. So I don't know if I could buy him as the evil
in comparison
Ben Stiller.
to Ben Stiller? Wait, hold on.
I think Ben Stiller plays grimy a-hole better than Vince Vaughn. Because unfortunately, I remember Vince Vaughn starring as Norman Bates in Gus Van Sant's, is it Gus Van Sant? I think. Psycho remake, shot-for-shot remake, and I tried every day to forget that movie exists, but
fair enough.
It happened. But yeah, I enjoy the original Dodgeball. It is right up there with the Benchwarmers in terms of this is so stupid, but I enjoy this level of oddly specific stupid.
Oh my gosh. Benchwarmers was a throwback. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that movie. I used to love that movie.
Sunscreen.
Such a dumb. They get the guy from Puerto Rico.
I am 12.
He's like, what do you do my identification?
I talk about that scene a lot, still to this day.
Gosh, so stinking funny.